Hi everyone, welcome back and welcome to Fountain Pen Day. So today's video is going to be one on my current fountain pen collection and my storage solutions for that. So I might just move this one out of the way and we'll get on and talk about how I store everything. So the camera angle's probably not the greatest, but it's sort of the best that I could do. Let me see if I can change that a little bit. So as you can see, I use a lot of acrylic drawers. So I'll try and angle that up a little bit. Hopefully it's not too glary. So yeah, in my office, I use a lot of these acrylic drawers. I find them fantastic. I love the way that they look. It's all uniform. I like things to be quite simple and monochrome. So by using clear acrylic, yeah, it just takes, it's not that I don't like colour. I have a lot of, you know, golds and greens, things like that in my office. Excuse me. But I don't like to have a whole heap of different splashes of colour. So the acrylic drawers I find work for me when it comes to the look, but also they function really, really well. As you probably already know, you can get these in so many different shapes, sizes, you know, the depth of them, the drawer configuration. So these ones here, I'm pretty sure I picked these ones up at TK Maxx, this particular configuration. So in this set of drawers, you would have seen in my short office video that this one I keep all of my bits and pieces for, you know, my fountain pens. So the bottom drawer, I keep all of my cleaning supplies. So in this one here, I have, you know, a bulb syringe. I'll just pop that back a little bit. So I have a bulb syringe in there. I have a cleaning brush. Now these two things I got from Goulet Pens in America, but you could get them anywhere. I don't know about these brushes. I haven't seen them anywhere else, but I'm sure that they probably have them. But these bulb syringes you can get anywhere. So, and the other thing that I keep in this drawer is the brochure from Goulet Pens on, you know, how to install converters, piston fill pens, how to install your cartridges, how to fill a vacuum pen. I just find this is fantastic. Whether you are new to fountain pens or you've had them for years and you're quite knowledgeable, I still think that this is a really good reference guide to hold on to. So I keep it in that drawer. Now, what else do I have in here? That's right. So this is like my little travel sort of wallet thing, I guess, for these sorts of things. Although, yeah, I don't use it a lot for travel, I guess. I mean, I'm not traveling all the time at the moment. So normally, I guess I would probably take it out of this little pouch and just have it in the drawer. So in here, I have, you know, needles and syringes that came, you know, with different cleaning kits for my pen. So I probably just take all that out and pop the little zip pouch in my pouch drawer for now. But I have one of these little rubber things that you can hold onto your nibs to, you know, remove them and pop them back in a lot easier. So they're really fantastic. And then I also have some brass sheets for doing those fine tunes on your nibs. And what was this? Oh, this is another grip. So I already had that other grip. And then when I did a Goulet order, I ordered one of theirs. So it's, yeah, just that there. So I keep all of that stuff together in there. So I know exactly where everything is if I need to do a clean. The other thing that I use for cleaning, obviously, is I use some pen flush. and I got mine from Goulet Pens as well when I did an order, although you know that you can get pen flush lots of places. I'm in Australia, so you know, you can get them in lots of different pen retailers online, and I'm sure, you know, also the pen shops, the actual brick and mortar stores that are around. The other thing that I do have are these paint cups. So I use these. Sorry, I should probably zoom out a little bit. That'll probably zoom in. Can I zoom out? No. So these paint cups, I got these from my local cheapy store. Now, I do have just one on its own that I bought one time that came with like a little cheapy paintbrush, and they're really fantastic. I use it for my art journaling, and they seal up and they're watertight. I'll just grab it. So it's just this little blue one. And they have these little flip open lids where you could just pop your paintbrush down in there and leave your paintbrush, or a fountain pen, but I guess you don't want the whole pen in the water. So, and then they just have a little screw lid. So as I said, I use this one for art journaling, but I also use them, a couple of these are going to be dedicated for pen cleaning. So, you know, I mean, they cost, this one here with the little paintbrush was like $1, and they're really durable. You know, they're tough. So, you know, I imagine that's going to last me a long time. And these are the same. So they're the Montmartre brand. And yeah, so I'll be using 2 of these, especially just for pen cleaning. So obviously they don't fit in drawers, nor does my pen flush, but I keep them sort of all handy around the same sort of place. Then in this other drawer, I keep all of my refills for my roller balls, you know, my gel pens, all of that sort of thing, purely because I've got the space. So all of my stuff fits in this one little container, and I had a spare drawer. So I just keep all of my stuff together. So these, as I said, are just refills for different pens that I have. And then the other thing that's in here is the other part to one of my glass dip pens. So you would have seen this in my glass dip pen video. So this container, this case is really great. And so in here is the converter and the nib if I, the steel nib if I need it. So I just tuck that in all into there, and it fits really well. And so then I've got one place that I know if I need a refill for something, it's only in that drawer. Then in these top 2 drawers, I have, in this one here, all of my converters. So, you know, and a lot of them are still in packets because they're brand new. So, and then that way I remember which pen the converter is for. Some people, I guess, are just really good at just looking at it and going, well, that's a Sailor or that's a Pilot. I am not. However, I'm sure that they also probably say it on there. But I just like to keep them in there and keep them dust free. So, yeah, I have a few different converters there. For pens, and also there are some pens that I haven't actually set up as yet, and yeah, more little converters in there that aren't in packets. So they're all together in the one spot, and I know that I don't have converters anywhere else in my house or in any of my belongings. They're all in there, or they're inside one of my fountain pens already. Then this little drawer is for all of my ink cartridges. There are some of my pens that I don't use bottled ink in at the moment. I just use the cartridges. Sometimes sketching, it just depends on what it is. And then there are times when I bought a pen, and it might have been one of the lower end priced ones, and it didn't come with a converter, but it came with cartridges. So initially I started using the cartridges just to get a feel of the pen, see whether I liked it, etc. So hence why I have a few different cartridges. And then obviously there are pens that I bought that came with an ink cartridge, and I wanted to fill it straight away with bottled ink. So I've got all the spare cartridges that came with the purchase. So they're all popped in there, as well as I did buy some Kaweco cartridges as well, because I wanted some different colours of those. And then the only other thing that I have in here is a, forgotten what it's called. It's Indian ink, and it's just it's a block of ink that you can use. So it's just this beautiful black ink that you can use in a totally different manner to bottled ink or cartridges. So that's in there, and it all fits really quite well. Obviously the more cartridges you have, the more packed your drawer gets, but I don't really intend at this point in having more than what I do. Otherwise I can change my configuration. I can always start using this drawer and put the refills for my rollerballs and gel pens and things like that, or ballpoints, in another drawer. So that's that set up. So I'll move that out of the road. And then we move on to this setup here for my actual fountain pens. So you can see on the top here, I have one of these ink sample holders, and it is from Goulet Pen. So if I turn it on the side, you can see their logo on the side here. And it is beautiful, clear acrylic, so it fits with my whole theme of everything. And it holds 40, I think, ink samples. So mine's not quite totally full. It's got some room there, but I just keep it on the top here because it just fits really well. And yeah, so as I said, I've got some room for some more. And coming up in a video soon will be my ink journal, swatching out all of my bottled inks and my samples, and yeah, going from there. So I won't be doing that in today's video. I'll move this. Unfortunately, some of them don't, whilst they sit in there really well, they fall through the bottom lip. So these little ones here from Ferris Wheel Press, and these teeny tiny ones. So, and that's only an issue if you're, oops, got a noise on glass. That's only an issue if you're moving a lot of stuff around, whereas I don't tend to do that. It all just sits there together. So, and a little bit dusty. My house is very, very dusty. Now, if you have seen a couple of my videos in recent days, I've sort of touched on it. My husband and I have just bought a home, so we'll be moving at the end of this month, and yeah, I'll finally be able to set up my office just how I want it. So there will be some changes, but these items that I'm showing you today are going to stay the same. So on top of here, I keep my Kakuno dip pen, and it sits really well in this little lip here in the acrylic, and won't fall off. So, and it's too big to put inside unless I was to put it, you know, like that way. But I'm going to be using this drawer, so I'll show you that in a moment. So I like the fact that it just sits there and it's easily accessible, and one day I may get the pen holder for that. So I'll move that to the side, and the top drawer is totally empty at the moment, and then my next two drawers are just about full. with, whoops, let's move that back, just about full with my fountain pen collection. So what I might do is take these 2 drawers out and run you through what pens I actually do have. I won't do any writing samples today. It was just, you know, sort of in honor of Fountain Pen Day, sort of running through my small collection. I know there are lots of people out there that probably have 100 times more than what I do, or 10 times more than what I do, and that's great. What I've tried to do is, when I first fell down this rabbit hole earlier this year, and I've gotten quite the collection already. I think it was earlier this year, pretty sure. It might have been end of last year. Anyway, okay, so as you can see, I've had to turn the camera off for a moment. I ran out of battery again. So I've just moved a couple of things around. So I was saying that what I've tried to do is build my collection and have a variety of pens. So, you know, I have some brands and they have other pens in their lineup that I like and may get in the future. But I kind of wanted to, you know, get some that were less expensive and then building up to the more expensive, and just so that I could get a feel for, you know, the different brands, different nibs, different sizes, that sort of thing. And, you know, I didn't want to end up with just a sailor collection or just a pilot collection. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because if they're the brands that you like, then that's fantastic. So I do have a little bit of variety here. And so what I thought I would do is just run through it from the first pen that I bought up to the last pen that I bought. And as I said, I won't be doing any writing samples, but I will just, you know, quickly run through what I have. So I might just move this towards the back so that I can zoom in a little bit on them. So the very first pen that I purchased was this Kaweco Sport. Now just zoom in just a little bit more. So this is the black with the gold accents, and I absolutely love this pen. So it has a 23 karat gold plated nib, which I will show you there. And it's only a short pen, as you know, if you're familiar with them, but it's long enough and you can post it, and it does actually sit quite well in the hand once it's posted. I actually have 2 of these. The reason being is I purchased this one, and I do actually use cartridge ink in this one, because it came with blue cartridge, which a lot of them do. I'm not quite sure why. And I don't traditionally write with blue ink. When it comes to fountain pens, I do, but your standard ballpoints, rollerballs, you know, gel pens, all that sort of thing, I will reach for a black one every time. So, what I decided to do, since it came with the cartridge and I wanted to get writing straight away, was I just popped the cartridge in and I used it to get familiar with the pen, familiar, you know, with writing with it, with the nib, yeah, just all of that. And I just sort of used it to really play around with it. I have since purchased another one of these, exactly the same. They retail for about $55 here in Australia. I got it from Officeworks, which is a office supply and stationery type store. And they retail for about the $55, and I think I paid just under that. However, I have recently, a few months ago, purchased the exact same pen again for $9 because they were clearing them out. So I was able to get a second one, and that one I use my bottled inks in. So absolutely love this pen. So that was the first one that I bought. And then the second one that I purchased was the Pilot Kakuno in the soft violet. Again, here it retails for around the $20 mark. And whilst the Kaweco Sports is a screw-on cap, this is just a pop-off one, and this one is a medium stainless steel nib, and I love writing with this pen. It's a really good pen to write with. I would buy it again and again, same as the Kaweco Sport. And yeah, I just absolutely love it. I think it's great value for money, fantastic beginner pen. Yeah, would absolutely love it. And I'm going to skip forward to the very last pen that I ever got, purely because it is exactly the same pen. However, this is in a fine nib and it still has a sticker on it. Now, the reason why I'm jumping forward and the reason why I have the same pen in the same colour is because, one, I love purple, and two, a very dear friend of mine has just been to Japan and she brought me back a stack of goodies. It was amazing. And she went to so much trouble to, you know, buy little special things for me that she knew that I absolutely loved and would use and treasure. And so I got an absolutely gorgeous notebook. And she bought me this Kakuno pen. Now, she has no idea what fountain pens I have. She's not into fountain pens like I am. But she knows I love purple. And so she picked this up for me. And the fantastic thing about it is this has a fine nib, whereas my other one is a medium nib. So I had actually had plans to try this pen out in a finer nib. So when I opened up the package and I saw that she had gotten me one that had a fine nib, like, I would have loved it anyway, and I would have continued to use it even if it was exactly the same pen as what I already had. However, it has now allowed me to try the finer nib in the Pilot ones, you know, a lot quicker. So shout out to Belle if you watch this video. I love your pen, and yeah, I just so appreciate that you were so thoughtful and, you know, picked up some of those goodies for me while you were in Japan. So not only did she buy me this pen and a beautiful notebook and a stack of other things, she actually got me a converter for it as well as some Pilot black ink. So absolutely awesome. And yeah, that's why I have two. And I plan on using that fine one for sketching. So I thought that would work really, really well. So then moving on to the actual third pen that I ever purchased was my matte black Pilot Vanishing Point. I love this pen. I think it is stunning. I am such a fan of black in general, in everything in my life. And then when it comes to writing, you know, black ink, black pens, yeah, I do have quite a bit of colour here in front of me and I love them all. But a black matte pen is just stunning. So for those not familiar, they come with an 18 karat gold nib. I'm trying to focus that in as best I can for you all to see. Sometimes the camera is very good at focusing and other times not. But they're so tiny. And yeah, it's a fantastic pen. It's a beautiful pen to write with. It's a beautiful pen to look at. Now, I was lucky, as with most things that I buy, I do try to buy when they're on sale. It doesn't always happen. These in Australia retail for around the $300 mark, and I picked mine up for slightly over $200. So I was very, very happy with that. It's one of my absolute favourite pens. The other reason why I chose the extra fine was because I use this to write in my weeks and some of my other journals and like traveler's notebooks and such. And the extra fine nib allows that extra space because weeks are quite a small planner. So this works fantastic for just for that purpose. So then moving on, I went back to Kaweco and I purchased the Sage special, or was it a limited edition? Special edition. It was the Smooth Sage with silver accents. Is my camera going to focus? Maybe I have to go back. Okay. So it's a gorgeous little pen. I love the colour. Big fan of green, especially sage. And I'm not sure if my camera's wanting to focus today. It's a bit annoying, but anyway, that gives you an idea. So yeah, that was the next one that I purchased. And yeah, I got it for a really good price. Again, I got it on sale. So like I said, I'm a big fan of getting things on sale. Speaking of sales, as you probably all realise, being Fountain Pen Day today, a lot of the retailers have different specials happening throughout the day. And yeah, I plan on making sure I pop on and seeing if I want to take part and, you know, grab some of those specials while they're having them. But I find it's really good because if you're new to fountain pens, I kind of think that first year is a real learning curve, not just with getting used to different pens, but finding out what all the other things that are happening. When do all the sales happen? When are all the special days? You know, when are pen meets happening? Or pen shows or different things like that. So I've kind of used this year as a little bit of a, you know, I sort of find out when all these things are sort of happening and I pop them into my diary thinking, well, okay, for 2024, I'm going to be super, super organised. I want to go in Brisbane, there is some local pen meets every month. Unfortunately, in the last sort of few months, they've always clashed with something else that I've had on. So my plan is for 2024 to try and attend some, if not all of those. So I will have them written in my diary and I'll be able to do that. So, you know, and it's the same with Fountain Pen Day and Planner Day and Inktober and all of that sort of thing. So if you're fairly new to, you know, fountain pens or anything in particular, I just think use your first year as a bit of a, you know, exploration year, I guess. So the next pen that I purchased was the Lamy Safari in the Cosy Cream. Really like this pen. I like the colour of it. I think it's, yeah, I just really, really like the colour. So I purchased this in a fine. So again, you know, I wanted to try out some different nib sizes. So I don't know why it's not focusing the best. It's odd. I'll hold it away a little bit more and that'll give you an idea. Okay, so yeah, so I wanted to try out different nib sizes. So this one is a stainless steel nib, and in Australia it retails for around $54.95. I like the fact that the Lamy has a slightly different look. I mean, obviously all the pens look different, but you can get some brands, I think, that look kind of similar. Whereas like Lamy's, you know, they're quite a bit different. So I got that in the Cosy Cream. And I will sort of show you in my ink video what sort of inks I'm combining with a lot of these. Again, I got this one on sale. So the places that I tend to buy from, pen retailers online, Goulet Pens in America, here in Australia, I've bought from lots. Bookbinders Design, Larry Post, Pen City, the Desk Bandit. The Desk Bandit and Bookbinders are two of the biggest that I probably use. Straight from Ferris Wheel Press. They have a Australian distribution centre here now, although and initially it was like $13 something to like for shipping, which is kind of normal in Australia. If you're not getting free shipping, you'll pay anywhere from probably $8.95 to maybe $15, depending on what you're purchasing. So my first sort of purchase from Ferris Wheel Press in Australia was about $13 something. It's now $25. Only a few months later, $25. I've been talking to them and they said that they had to put their shipping cost up because of their courier fees. And like, I love Ferris Wheel Press. I have a lot of their stuff. But as I said to them very politely, I think it's outrageous. I understand as a business you have to go with what works for you, but when you can get products like yes, I can buy Ferris Wheel Press products from other retailers here in Australia and pay that cheaper shipping cost. But those other retailers don't always have all the Ferris Wheel Press products. So that doesn't necessarily help. Those other sites don't always have the same promotions happening on there, so you miss out on that. But also, I think the whole purpose of having a distribution centre here in Australia was so that we didn't pay the high shipping costs from Canada. Now, I know $25 is probably slightly cheaper than what you'll pay to ship from Canada, which I've done, but it's not that much more. So I don't understand having an outlet in Australia and then charging a huge shipping fee. Sometimes when I order stuff, I get the free shipping anyway, but that's beside the point. If I want to order one ink, I'm going to pay almost the price of that bottle, or at least half the price of that bottle, to get it shipped to me. I just think it's outrageous. I don't understand. So, you know, I think maybe they need to have a look at that. Anyway, that's kind of gone a little bit off tangent, and it's my little soapbox moment for the video. But yeah, so Lamy Safari, that one I got from Larry Post. Again, I got it on sale. So, actually, I won't talk about that one just yet. So this one is the rollerball, the matching rollerball pen. And I didn't purchase this at the same time. What actually happened was, I'll skip ahead probably in a moment, but I shop at TK Maxx a lot. And TK Maxx here, every now and again you go in there and lo and behold, they will have some awesome stationery item. So I was in there one day and I'd always been looking at the strawberry Lamy, and I went in to TK Maxx and there was the Cosy Cream rollerball. I think I paid $10, $12, something like that, for the matching rollerball pen. So I grabbed it. They also had, as I'll show you, I'll skip to it now actually, they actually had the strawberry rollerball pen there as well for $10, $12. And then they had the strawberry fountain pen there Now, let me just look at what I paid for that one. I paid $19.99 for the Lamy. They retail here in Australia for about $55. So I was able to pick that up for $20, and these for roughly, I think it was 10 or 12. So I went ahead and grabbed these. So then I had the strawberries and cream collection. And I didn't already have a red fountain pen. So I thought that was a good timing to get that. And this Lamy is also in the fine nib. So, and these are just, yeah, pop cap ones. So, and the roller balls, they're really quite nice. They just have this little thing on the end there, the same clips. And they match really nicely. So I liked those. Okay, so then my next one that I purchased was my Sailor, or one of my Sailors, I should say. Love this pen. So this is the Sailor Shikiori Pro Gear Slim. It's the white with the gold plated accents and the black finial. So it has, when my camera focuses, let's see if we can. Why is it being difficult today? Anyway, so this is absolutely gorgeous. Let me see if I can get it closer. Wait for it to focus. But it has all the shiny, glittery bits through it, and it's gorgeous. Okay, hold it away a little bit more and you might see it. I find that it's really hard with fountain pens and lots of things to show them on camera because it just doesn't pick up. But I will link all of these. So this one has a medium fine gold, 14 karat gold nib. So I've got some fines, some mediums, and some extra fines. And I absolutely love this pen. So will that focus down? That'll show you the finial a little bit better there. So that was the next one, and I got this on sale. I got it for about $100 off, which was fantastic. So here in Australia, they retail for about $352. Then I purchased this beautiful TWSBI. The TWSBI Diamond 580 Rose Gold 2. Is it 580? Yeah. So this is a clear with the white, clear/white with rose gold trim. It's a stunning pen. Not usually a fan of rose gold. I tend to be, tended to be like yellow gold over the years. But I do quite like the rose gold. This I got in a fine stainless steel nib. And at the time that I purchased this, they were retailing for about $150 here in Australia. So that's that one. I love it. It's gorgeous. There's no ink in it at the moment, but I will be re-inking it very soon. So that's that one. Then I actually, I purchased some things in a Facebook planner group that I'm in. And the lady that I purchased off popped some things in for free. So actually, in actual fact, everything was free. And actually, no, yes. I paid $5 for this pen from this person. It's a Moonman Student S3 in the Camouflage series. I really love the colour. I think it's beautiful. So it is blue with gold accents, although it looks very green. It has a fine gold-plated nib. And, I mean, these retail about $15 to $25 here. I paid $5. So I thought, well, that's good. I can try out a Moon Man pen because I don't have one and see what I think. Then this one was the one that I got for free. So, as I said, the Facebook group that I'm in, such generous people in there. And one of the ladies posted that she had this Pilot Prera Demonstrator pen. It's the green and clear. And she had it totally free to whoever wanted it. You just had to pay postage. She also gave me the gorgeous ink to match, Pilot ink to match. And all I had to do was pay postage, and I think my postage was $13.50. So that was so generous of her. In Australia, these retail for between $60 and $80, the Pilot Prera. So, and this one's the green, which is gorgeous. So I got that. And it is an extra fine Kakuno nib on this. Let's see if I can bring that up. It's really quite annoying that it's not focusing really up close, but anyway, so that's the nib there. Love this pen. Again, it's empty. I've cleaned out most of my pens because I'm going to do a whole reset on them. So that's that one. And then I, again, was in TK Maxx and just looking around, and they had these gorgeous pens there, and I was, again, shocked because I buy a lot from TK Maxx, but every now and again I walk in there and I can't believe, you know, I've gotten some really good lecture and notebooks and things like that from there as well. So this is the Kaweco Student, and it's the 70s Soul. So the cool cream and burnt orange with gold trim. It's a fine stainless steel nib that is in it. And you can sort of, they look exactly the same. Exactly the same when they are together. They are screw open. This is the rollerball. They had them as well. Sorry about that. Another short break because once again my little general of a dog decided that she wanted to bark because all the neighbourhood dogs lost their minds. So, yeah, so these usually, the fountain pens usually retail here for about $129. So you can see the nib there. And I got this for $36. So I was completely stunned that they had them. Now they did have some of the others in this collection. I can't remember what they're all called, but they got blue, green, brown. I got the 70s because I'm a 71 child. So perfect. I loved the burnt orange and the cream. I just thought it was gorgeous. And I don't have any orange in my collection. The rollerball, of course I had to get that because it was matching. And I'll tell you, the rollerball cost... Oh yeah, here we go. So generally the rollerball here will retail for about $120. I got it for $29. So absolute bargain. As I mentioned before with the these Lamy ballpoints that I picked up at TK Maxx, I was correct. Was I correct? yeah, I paid $12.99 each for these. So at TK Maxx. So always keep an eye out on our Facebook groups here. Everyone's fantastic at jumping on and saying, hey, you know, TK Maxx have such and such, or, you know, Officeworks have such and such. And, you know, some have also offered when they're in one of these places to say, you know, if there's interest, there's only a few here, I'll grab them and you can purchase from me. And I had a few people offered to do the same for me or do swaps, which was fantastic. So yeah, absolutely love this collection. I just think it's so beautiful, and the burnt orange is just gorgeous. Especially with the cream, and it, yeah, takes me back to sort of childhood. And the beautiful thing about these is this fountain pen can hold 2 cartridges in its barrel. So if you're using cartridges, say you're traveling, or whatever you use it for, and you want to take an extra cartridge, it'll fit in there. Perfect. So love those. Then I staying with the Kaweco, purely because it was in TK Maxx. I purchased the, which is this called? This is called a Fine Lime. So TK Maxx had a ton of these Kawecos as well. I got this one in a medium nib. And yeah, it's so cute. I didn't need any more Kawecos, but you know, they were so cheap. So I paid $14 for that Kaweco Sport. And I got the matching rollerball, ballpoint, sorry, in that. And I think the ballpoint was $12 that I paid for that. So yeah, $14 and $12, absolute bargain. So I've started a little bit of a Kaweco collection as I've been going along. And then the other thing, when I was there, they also had this one, which is the blush. Oh no, that was another one. So this one, and I got, I'm just going to grab it and show you. So I think somebody had made a mistake. And what they had done, I saw this one on the shelf and I was like, that's really odd. Why does this pen have a white lid? And it's the blush Pitaya. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. But yeah, it has a white skyline cap on it. So I thought that can't be right. Obviously somebody's been in, they'd had white Kaweco Sports at some stage in this little lot that they'd gotten in, and somebody's obviously switched for some reason. And I would say that somebody that's not familiar with fountain pens thought that that was how they were. And nothing against the staff at TK Maxx, but you know, they're not fountain pen experts, they're retail people. And they have so many products in their store, so they're not there to be experts on fountain pens. So, you know, somebody's obviously gone through the register with the white pen with this colour lid, and the sales assistant has not thought twice about it, you know. So this is on the shelf and I thought, surely this is not how it's supposed to be. But I picked it up anyway because I only paid a few dollars for it. And then since then I've been thinking, why did I do that? Because I don't like the look of it. But then I thought, well, you know what? Somebody else that I know that maybe wants to get into fountain pens, it's perfect. I can just gift this to them and they can play around with it, you know, because it does annoy me. I'm not a pink person, but this is nice, and I have it. So it annoys me that I don't have the correct cap on here. So this actually doesn't sit in my drawers because I can't look at it. So it sits away in another drawer until I find the right person to pass this on to. So that's what that one's all about. Then I also picked up this one, which I must have picked up at a different time because it's not next on my list for some reason, or maybe I've forgotten to. Oh, I know why it's not on my list, because it is not a fountain pen, it's a rollerball. So they had this one there as well, and I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to grab that. So this one is the natural coconut. So it's gorgeous. It's quite translucent, and yeah, I like it. I think it's a cute little pen. And sorry, I keep going out of shot. It's a cute little pen, and I think, you know, it's a nice little one to put with my white one. It's not exactly matching, but it complements each other quite nice if I want to take a rollerball and a fountain pen with me. So I picked that up. I paid, I don't even know what I paid, $14. So that was an absolute bargain. Okay, so then from there, the next pen that I purchased was, I was in Daiso, and they had these Platinum Riviere, if that's how you say it, fountain pens. And this one I throw into my art journal kit. It cost me $3.30. Came with, you know, some ink cartridges. I think it actually came with, no, it didn't come with a converter. It just came with a cartridge. And this is, yeah, it's a medium nib. And yeah, it's $3.30. Cheap as chips. Throw it into my art journal kit. I don't care if it gets bashed around or if I lose it or anything like that. It's fantastic. So then after that, as I mentioned, that's when I picked up the strawberry Lamy Safari that I showed earlier. Next on my list was the Ferris Wheel Press Carousel fountain pen in the Poison Envy. This beautiful deep purple, which I love. I got the matching ink at the same time. We retail these, well, retailers retail these for about $40 here in Australia. I got it on sale for $25. And this is a medium steel nib. I really wish this would focus in closer, because I'm sure there are some people that aren't familiar with the beautiful carousel horses on these nibs, but you can go online and have a bit of a Google and you'll be able to see it. But anyway, some of my other videos kind of show it a little bit better. My camera obviously doesn't want to do that close up. So yeah, the Poison Envy Carousel fountain pen, really like this fountain pen. You know, it is their bottom end in price fountain pen, and I'm currently looking at a couple of their other ones that I may purchase. So that's that one. And then from there, I could not help myself. This is the pen that Drew Brown from Goulet Pens enabled me via their pen cast. I absolutely love this pen. It is the Sailor Pro Gear Slim limited edition Tea Time number 2 Christmas pudding, and it is a stunning pen. So I'm trying to hold that up a bit closer, see if you can get an idea. It's this gorgeous glittery green in the top and this beautiful chocolate brown in the bottom here in the barrel. And this pen, of course, couldn't find it anywhere. I managed to get the very last one that was here in the country. And it comes with a 14 karat gold nib. And I got this in the medium fine. It's beautiful. And as you can see, it's got this gorgeous caramel color here. So you've got this beautiful mix of gorgeous Christmassy puddingy colors, which I love. And I was very lucky because I did get this on sale, and I did manage to get the very last one that I could find here. I mean, they probably have restocked, maybe. It was a limited edition, so I'm not sure. But yeah, absolutely love it. And this will be my pen for December that I will be using. So my intention was not to buy a lot of the same brand, as I said at the beginning. It was more to get a few different pen, you know, one from different companies and try them all out. But as you can see, I've got a decent amount of Kaweco Sports, got a few Lamys, and now you can see there are a couple of Sailors there. So then what I did was I went added to my Sailor family because, again, Goulet Pens on their pen cast mentioned this stunning pen, which is the Sailor 911L. It's called the Wicked Witch of the West. It's a North American exclusive pen, and it's described as a dark eggplant purple with a black, I can't pronounce it. There's a certain sort of black trim. And this pen was inspired by The Wizard of Oz. And I got it in a medium fine nib. And it is a 21 karat. And you can see it's actually a black nib. And that is because it's an iron plated black nib, but it is 21 karat gold. This pen, as I said, I got it from Goulet Pens. Not the cheapest of pens, well worth it. I love this pen. Now, as I said, it's called the Wicked Witch of the West. For those of you that know me, I'm pagan, and you know, this pen, there was no way I could not purchase this pen. So it retails Australian, it's about $580. I was lucky enough to get it on sale, and yeah, I got a few $100s off, which was lovely. So gorgeous pen, absolutely love it, and looking forward to, you know, getting ink into that and showing that off in my ink video. So then from there, what I did was I purchased a Banu. So I got that at the same time as I got that last Sailor, and the reason is because I purchased it from Goulet Pens. So I didn't want to have the double shipping, the double time to wait. And I've been looking at this particular pen for some time, and I fully admit that when I first saw people with it, I was like, oh, it's a bit over the top. You know, like, do I actually really like that? And I wasn't sure, but the more I looked at it, the more I really liked it. Then I guess what happened was it turned out that not only is this a North American exclusive pen, but it's a Goulet pen exclusive. So I thought, well, if I'm going to get it, I have to get it now so that I'm not paying all that shipping as an extra purchase. And it had been out of stock. It just came back in when I got it. This is the iced caramel latte, and I love iced caramel lattes. So this is my first Banu pen, and it's stunning. You can just see it's just absolutely a stunning pen. It's a big pen, but that doesn't worry me. And I got it in the medium steel nib. And yeah, these, I don't know. Well, I can't sort of say, because they don't sell them here in Australia because it's a Goulet exclusive. It's about 149 US. I paid, and I think I got some discount. I think it was about 220 I paid Australian. So I thought that was really good for a Banu and for that particular one. Right, so I have a drink there. So I've almost gone through my collection here. I might just zoom out. So we're going to zoom out a little bit. Okay, so I've touched on all of these here. A couple of other items here that I haven't, but I have spoken about some of them in my other videos. So the only other thing that I hold in these drawers is a couple of my dip pens that are in my other videos. So that one fits in wonderful. This is the glass dip pen that I feature in my other video, and that case that's in that other drawer with the cartridge and the steel nib go with this pen here. So this fits really nicely into one of these drawers. And the last thing is this set. So this set I picked up from Officeworks. Again, I paid $9 for the set. And it is, they are, I believe it's, I'm going to get it wrong now. Let me find the details. I haven't used it. So I'm just trying to find the actual specs for it. But it actually came in a set. So it came with the fountain pen, and it's in a gorgeous black and silver, absolutely stunning, and the ballpoint pen set. So as I said, I paid like $9 for that, and yeah, it was fantastic. So I did plan on, at the time I was like, how much will I actually use that? But I do have a lot of planners and things like that. So I thought, well, I probably put it into something. This is a pilot set, sorry. And so I haven't used it as yet, but at the time I thought, you know, it comes in a really nice box. I thought, well, it might be a really nice little gift as well. So yeah, I don't think they have any of them left selling out of that, but they do have other gift sets in this sort of range. So, you know, I do keep that in there. Now, I have a feeling that I did not mention my white Kaweco Sport for some reason. And this little beauty I love because I love the white with the gold. And again, I purchased this at Officeworks. So it's just a, this is a medium nib, and I got this at Officeworks for $9. So as I mentioned when I was talking about the black one, Officeworks used to carry pretty much as standard the white and the black in the Kaweco Sport. And then suddenly they decided that they were going to not stock them anymore, and they started reducing the price. And I was lucky enough that I picked up, I think it was another black and 2 white for $9 each. Now, I had no intention of using, I didn't have a white, so I wanted one for myself. I didn't have any intention of using the other black or white myself, although I do use the black one now. It was purely that people were looking for them, you know, in our fountain pen groups, and also I just thought that they would be a really gorgeous, you know, little gift to give to somebody, because they are such a good little pen. So I do have a couple of spare there that I'm about to give for gifts. So essentially that's my pen collection as it stands. However, as I said, it's fountain pen day, and we all know. So I'll tell you what my little wish list is. I really, really want an Esty, and I have been looking at the Botanical Garden Esty. I don't have an Esty at all. However, I've just received an email with the Esty's latest one, which is the Raven, and it is a black matte pen. Ravens are like my spirit animal. I love them. It's very similar, but obviously different to the Pilot Vanishing Point in the matte black, and I love this pen. I can usually, if a pen is beautiful and it has any sort of pagan name or animal name that's like, you know, raven or owl or anything like that, I find it really hard to resist them. So those are those ones. I also have seen the, you know, obviously Ferris Wheel Press have their pens, and I have the Carousel, but I do like the brass button in the Shangri-La. It's a black pen. I think that's gorgeous. Then my little list is other things to try. I would really like a Pilot Custom 823 in the amber. I'd like to try the Pilot Metropolitan, because I've heard so much about them being really good little workhorse sort of pens. And I do listen to the Goulet Pencast every week, and they speak of that highly, as well as the Pilot E95S. That looks like a really nice pen. The Lamy 2000 is another one that I would like to try and hear everyone rave about that pen. And then getting into some other brands that I do not have a pen from that brand at all, is I hear lots about the Visconti Homo Sapien Bronze Age, the Platinum 3776. Then going down my list, a Pelican 140, a Leonardo Grande Memento Zero in the 2.0, Namiki Yakurai Royale Vermilion, looks beautiful. And then I would like to try pens from Conklin, Laban and Cross. So obviously there are some big names not on my list that, you know, I don't know whether I'll ever be able to afford or be able to justify purchasing, maybe for Win Lotto. So I do have quite a long pen wish list happening there. So we'll see how we go. Today being, you know, some really good discounts and promotions happening for Fountain Pen Day. Who knows, I may pick up a new pen. So the last thing that I wanted to show was in these drawers. I bought these drawers off Amazon because they were deeper this way than all of my other drawers, and the other drawers that I currently have will not fit pens this way, only that way. So what I'm going to do is just actually take the pens out of this one to show you, and I've linked all the supplies for doing this in my previous video on my storage for my fountain pens, but I will link it again. But I wanted to just show you what this actually looks like inside of here. So I've managed to cut it really well so that it sits in there quite perfectly. And let me just see how easy it is for me to get it out. There you go. So I left this black velvet, just comes in it when you get it. So this is the end, obviously, that I've cut. And I cut the sides. And then you have that end there. I put that side to the back purely because without that little lip bit, I can see the finials on my fountain pens a lot better. And I just think it looks nicer along the front of my drawer. So my thing that I'm going to do, I'll do it off camera so that the video doesn't get too long, but I'm going to actually fill that top drawer that's currently empty with one of these and then spread out my collection, and then I will obviously have room for any new acquisitions that I may get, but I'll just show you quickly, for those that haven't seen my other video, what this stuff is. And you'll have to excuse me because I bump so many things when I'm doing videos. I'm quite clumsy. So this is what I have bought. It's a slotted flexible display trays, and I got it from Penn State Industries or whatever over in the US. It wasn't overly expensive. Trying to remember now. I did have to pay for freight, but at the end of the day, I think it was American, it was about $17. And it comes in this big box, and there's 4 of these pen trays, and they're huge. It's the size of this box. It's huge. I've only used one, not even a complete one, of these, and I've done my 2 drawers. And I mean, obviously I paid shipping, but it wasn't ridiculous. And I figured that if I was going to do a new setup for my fountain pens that I love and want to take good care of, and some of them are quite expensive, then if I spent, you know, I probably spent maybe $100. That was buying the drawers, buying these, having it all shipped. And I thought that was an absolute bargain to protect my fountain pens and have them displayed so nicely. So I'll show you. I still have from one pen tray a big section like this. So this came off the side, and I cut, you know, like 2 of these off there, and I still have that. I could use this and just cut it down, cut a little bit off because it's actually the perfect size for this drawer, and I just have to trim it here, and I could lay pens this way. However, I would only fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pens, and they would probably come to about here, you know. Yes, you could do 2 in each, whereas over here the way that I've done it, cutting it this way, I actually fit 15. So I can fit 45 pens in these 3 drawers. So it's perfect. So I'll link all of this when I get to my new place and I've done the setup of my office. I'll do another quick run around the office and show how it's all sort of come together and using all 3 drawers. But yeah, for now, that's my collection. That's how I store them. Yeah, so happy Fountain Pen Day. Enjoy yourself. Go crazy. Get those pens that you always wanted. And I'll see you in my next video. Thanks. Bye.